Hello and welcome to Education Universe. This tutorial is on how to set up an APA paper structure. It's fairly simple to do, and we're going to start with the header. So to get into the header, the best way to do this and the easiest way is to double click with your left mouse or double hit if you have a laptop up in the header twice, and it'll show up as first page header. Now you'll notice up here that the design pops up, and you need to click, if it's not clicked already, the different first page. So as we do that, we are going to, it's going to put us up here and tell the document that the first page is going to look different than the second page. So you see the page number over here. We're going to go ahead and insert our page number using plain number 3. Go ahead and type running head colon, and then for a title we'll do organization of college papers. If you hit tab, it'll take you over to the other side of the paper. Just to make sure that this is in Times New Roman, which is the font that you usually use on college papers, you're going to select all of this, which I can already tell that it's Calibri. You can use this box right here that pops up, or you can go to the home page and you will see Calibri already set, so it's telling you that this is not Times New Roman 12, which is what you'll probably want to use unless your instructor says otherwise. So click Times New Roman. We're going to fix this with no problem. Go ahead and hit 12. So you could have changed the font before you moved it over. Now the tricky thing is you're inclined to put your cursor here, but instead, to get it where it goes, you're going to put it after the word papers and hit backspace. That's going to go ahead and fix that for you. So let's get down to the next page. You are going to be double spacing this. You'll want to double check and make sure all of your font is going to be in Times New Roman. It looks like it's still set that way. Then you're going to double space. So let's go ahead, and the up and down arrow is the way to set spacing. Go to 2. Now usually it's set on 1.25, so just keep in mind that this is not going to be looking this way. Also, if this says remove space after paragraph, anything that says remove, like if you came down here and this said remove space after paragraph or remove space before, you want to click those once until they both say add to make sure that no extra spacing is being put into this. So we're set on 2. We're going to hit enter until you're about the third of the way down the page. This is where your title goes. So, organization of college papers. Now let's pretend for a second that we have a colon in our title so that I can show you how that looks a little bit different. The best organizational methods. So here's your title, and if you notice, your header is actually an abbreviated version of this title, because if we tried to put this entire title up here, it would be too long to fit into the page number. So after this, depending on what your instructor says, you're going to have a few things. You might have your class name, the title of your professor, like Dr. Jones or whatever it is. So let's just go ahead and put in a student name, and then how about an English class, which English sometimes uses MLA, but some also use APA. APA is commonly used in most classes, including like nursing classes, some science classes, all kinds of different areas. So let's do just English 100. And then you can put today's date and go ahead and type that out. So you've got all of this done. The next thing that you're going to do is insert a page break so that you can go to the next page. Now something that has happened down here is that let's go ahead and change this title. Well, let me clear this out so that I can show you how to do this too. So when you come down here on your paper, it's going to be clear. So you've got this, you've already told your computer that you want to make the first page different than the second page. So let's go down here and double click in page 2's header, hit insert. You're going to go ahead and go through the same process, page number, top of page, over to the right, so you see your page number starts at 2. Then what's going to happen here is that whatever's in your header here is also going to be in your header on page 2 minus this part. So you're not going to write the words running head. So let's go ahead and put our cursor next to the 2. Just hit the backspace so that it's not highlighted. Go ahead and paste that. It looks like your 2 is maybe the wrong font. Let's go ahead and grab it. Go up to the home and pull that down to Times New Roman number 12. And if you put your cursor right between there again, hit tab twice in this case, and it's going to go ahead and make that properly formatted. So as of now, you have a fully formatted header on page 1. You have your title and information. Then on the second page, you have your fully formatted header on page 2. Now the thing is that on page 2 of your document, this has to match. So your title does go on page 2, so you're going to right click and hit copy. Go down to the second page, or you can retype it and then just paste it. Okay, so there's the beginning of your paper with your title. Now you want to be on the left margin to begin any writing that you are going to start. So you can either use this button, which puts you over on align left, or you can hit backspace until you know that you're aligned with the left margin. So let's go ahead and have a look at this. You're going to hit tab to indent this, and every single paragraph in APA is indented. So let's type a few lines here. Oops. So say this was an introductory sentence to your first paragraph. If you hit enter and the computer does not go ahead and indent this for you, you want to make sure that your next paragraph is aligned. So you would just hit tab. So the next part of this that I want to show you really quickly before the tutorial's over is the very beginning of the references page. So in this paper, if this was a research paper, you might have several resources that you would want to put on a references paper. So to do that, we are going to go ahead and create a page break here. So what would happen is you would type to the end of whatever page you're on. So you just keep going and entering one time when you need a new paragraph started. So instead of, some students want to make an extra space here, which is incorrect. If you see there's a lot of space in between here, when you do that, you only enter once between paragraphs. And then as you get to the very end, you want to insert a page break, which puts you on the final page. So you won't start your references page until the end of your text. You're going to go to home. Remember the little place here that tells you whether you're on the left margin, you're centered, you're on the right margin, and this is justified. You don't want to use this. So let's go ahead and hit center. The word that you'll put here is references. You do not bold it, you do not underline it, you only type it right in the middle. Then hit enter. You want to make sure that you start all of your reference citations on the left margin. They are in a hanging indent. And I don't have a reference on here because that'll be for a different tutorial, but if you right click here, say you had your whole reference typed out in correct format, you could go to paragraph. You would go to special, and if you see right here it says hanging, you would just click hanging and see this text. If you can hopefully see this, what it does is it takes your first line, it stays here on the left margin, and it indents the rest, and that is the way that you're supposed to do your citation. So, and then once you hit OK, if we had already selected an entire citation, you would have that formatted correctly. So I hope that this tutorial has been helpful, and I will be doing another recording on how to actually format these references fairly simply. I'll show you the differences between a citation generator and also just hand typing it, which is my preference. And notice also before we go that this did automatically default to page 3, which is the final page in this case, and this third page again does not have the words running head that you saw on this very first page. Thank you for listening.